Okay, so mechanics from side control to get a headlock. One of the first things I like to do to control the head and side control is using my shoulder here to push the head away and trap the head between this hand, my shoulder, and pressure up this way. That's going to make Izzy very uncomfortable. A lot of times what they'll try to do is either try to turn away or they'll start digging for a bad underhook. As they dig for this underhook, this opens up a channel for me to push this arm up. I'll lift the head, push this arm through, grab this elbow, and sit my hip out. As I sit my hip out, I want to cover my own thigh with my hand. This headlock position is very powerful, and that I can use it to drain energy from my opponent by getting my butt off the mat and my weight onto her rib cage. What that's going to do is compress her lungs and diaphragm and make it hard for her to breathe. It's going to cost her a lot of energy for me to stay here. So typically when I'm in this position, she's losing. There are submissions here, as in I can take this hand, bring it up, and pull her head up and just put a lot of pressure with the side of my rib cage into hers. A lot of the times people just don't like that pressure and they tap. Another thing that can happen is as I'm putting this pressure on, if I'm too high, like if I'm high in her shoulder, she'll turn up my way and then start escaping. When they start escaping this way, this is tough. You can recover this by pulling into the shoulder and using your hips to scoop them back to the proper position. Okay, if I'm too low on her abdomen here, I don't have very much pressure on her either, and she's going to be able to give me problems. So you want to find the sweet spot in the middle of underneath her shoulder and too low on her abdomen. You want to feel like you're sitting on top of a balloon. That balloon would be her lung, and it's going to cost her energy for me to be here. Oftentimes this will open up other opportunities for you that we've covered in the past. If I'm pressing here, she might panic and put her arms down. If she does, I catch her arm here, press it down, take this foot, step over, cover this foot with that foot, bring her head up, push my hips forward, and that's going to hurt her shoulder in the Americana. The other option from there is if she goes to press, I might catch her arm here. I can do that same position here, cover that with this foot. We're not going to do it all the way. Then I have an arm bar here. Another opportunity she has is to bring both arms up and try to place, and she would typically push me away and then step over and then pull me back, keep the arm and reverse, and that's a position, and then she'll come up on top, and that's how I lose this position. Rewinding. If I feel those hands come up to my neck, I will take and catch this elbow, push it across, bury my head, go for a gable grip here, drop my shoulder line below her shoulder line, pull this in, and bring in my shoulder for the choke. Those are three options from the headlock from side control.